The State Hermitage, Russia's amazing museum. Introduction. Welcome to State Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia. My name is Pavel. Let me show you my home, the greatest museum in the world. It has a rich history, more than 3 million works of art, and has survived many disasters. All of these characteristics make my home great, but just you wait and see. History of the museum. From 1762 to 1796, Catherine the Great was Russia's empress, which is like a queen. My great-grandmother's grandmother knew Catherine well. They lived in the Winter Palace together. The Winter Palace is the largest building of the 7 that make up the Hermitage today. The Hermitage began as the art collection of the Catherine the Great. Catherine began her collection by buying paintings in 1764. She bought 225 paintings by Dutch and Flemish masters. Like most collectors, Catherine continued to expand her collection over the years. Several of the paintings she collected were by famous artists, including Rembrandt and Rubens. You can still see some of these paintings at the Hermitage. For more than 200 years, the collection was grown from clothes first paintings purchased by Catherine. It has become one of the world's largest and most impressive collections of art. It includes not only paintings, but also coins and medals, gold treasures, gemstones, books, armor, sculptures, furniture, and more. It makes my collection of shiny objects seem very small, but I'm just beginning my collection. Come with me as I show you a few pieces in the Hermitage's collection. My favorite art. Probably 2 of the most popular paintings in the Hermitage are by Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci. They are called Madonna with a Flower, painted in 1779, and the Madonna and the Child, painted in 1790. I can usually see both paintings up close since I'm so small. There is almost always a crowd of people around them. My favorite paintings are in the museum's collection of works by the French artist Gauguin. He was a whole room devoted to his work, as do other artists such as Picasso and Matisse. I can stand in the Gauguin room all day. I'm imagining myself on the island of Tahiti, where the painted many of the others in the Hermitage's collections. My other favorite work of art in the museum is the museum itself. Many of the rooms are elaborately decorated and painted. I feel as if I am inside a wedding cake whenever I walk into the pavilion hall. Feelings like that keep me interested in exploring all the rooms, halls, and the corners of the museum. Museum faces disasters. Tourists explore the museum with me on the most days. It makes me proud that the Russian Emperor Nicholas I opened the museum to the public in 1852. He built a new building and called it the New Hermitage. It would have been terrible not to have his beautiful collection on display for all to see. But 3 times in the Hermitage's history, disaster nearly destroyed everything. My great-great-grandmother survived the first disaster in 1836. A big fire at the Winter Palace threatened the collection. Place soldiers took precious items from the place out onto the square as fast as they could. Nearly everything was saved. My grandmother told me stories of the second disaster in 1917. A revolution happened in Russia. Nicholas II and the royal family were thrown out of the palace. The new government moved the art collection to the capital city of Moscow. No one really knew what would happen to the art. By October 1917, the ruling government lost its power. A second new government brought back the art and made the Winter Palace and the new Hermitage as a state museum. My mother survived the third disaster in 1971. German troops attacked and Russia was drawn into the Second World War. Over 1 million works of art were saved from the battle. 2 special trains filled with art were sent to a remote part of Russia in Ural Mountains. The Germans cut off the St. Petersburg, then called Leningrad for 900 days. Hundreds of thousands of people, including Hermitage works, died during this siege. Conclusion: the Hermitage's collection endured. It began as a small collection of paintings loved by one Russian empress. It survived several disasters. It has grown to become one of the oldest, largest, and most impressive collections of art enjoyed by the world. I live in the Hermitage as my grandmother's mother did before me. Now, you too can see why the Hermitage is the world's greatest museum and place to live.